G'day, Tragic here, and welcome back to Star Trek Frontiers. We're doing pretty well. We've been doing a lot better this round than the previous rounds, but we're still having a bit of a problem. This is probably going to be the last turn. There's probably 2 turns to go, including this one, so 3 turns, but they're going to be very quick because we're basically almost out of cards. So we're going to do everything in this one little session, and let's get straight into it. There's going to be might be a little bit longer than normal. So we're going to go jumping into Martog. Now Martog, we've kind of gone a bit overboard with his wounds because of these 2 abilities. We really need to do some cleaning up here, right? So he's just cleaned out this guy, but there is a repair station here, so that's where he's moving. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 to do that. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to pay this and go boom, and that's going to give us 4 movement to here. And because we are playing competitive and we're scumbags, he's actually going to spend another 2 movement to draw a new tile and place it here just to annoy Starfleet. So we have another Borg. It gives him another point. And this is basically like the Green City, so we get 2 Romulans. And this is going to be a real hassle for Starfleet because basically we're going to have to compete with the Klingons for that entire area down here, so that's a huge deal. Very scumbag move, Martok. Scumbag move. And we're finishing our turn on a repair base, so we get one of those universal miners, and we get to repair. And we are drawing to 6, I believe. Yeah. We are not next to any bases or anything, so. Okay. Now it is Picard's turn. He doesn't really have a lot he can do here. He can basically tap this thing here. That gives him a black token and a red crystal. And then he's just going to pay this with a red die and activate the second ability of Q Continuum, which allows him to hire from anything. And there's nothing he really wants to hire, so he's going to instead buy Tense Negotiations for 6, which he produces 8, and he's actually only a 0, so he's only produced 8. But either way, that is the end of his turn. Boom. And looks like we're not even going to use this dice, so it was pretty badly done. And now we have Picard. Now we have Sisko. Now Sisko is up this way. What we would like to do is to get him here and to do an explore, or maybe even explore here. Might be a good idea. But I do want to get him some crystals. He's having a terrible time with crystal generation. He has 2 movement. This is a dead card, obviously, because he can't use it. He's got another 2 movement here. So that's, if I do that plus that, that's 2 movement. This also has an attack ability. But he's got no other attack. So we have a blue in the source, which is good. So we've produced 6 movement. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to explore 5, 6. And there's the red city. Bam. And that has 2 Borg spheres. That is a very harsh city. And did I put him up? I don't think I did. So he goes up 1. And he's got synthesized data he'll do next turn. Don't know if you can really use any of these other things. So that is the end of his turn. And now we have Lursa. Now Lursa, she's also out of cards. She has this search ability, which doesn't help because she's out of cards. She's got some attacks and diplomacy, and that is it. So there's nothing for her to do. She could basically attack into here, but she can only produce 4, 5, 6 attack and 5, 6, 7, 8 diplomacy. So she can do diplomacy, but the thing is, this isn't a planet. This is actually an ancient ruin, which means that most of the effects are double monsters. So I don't think she can actually really do anything here. She is at the blue city though, so she can peek at these things. What have we got here? We've got the nasty, nasty dragon. This is pretty bad. You know what I've noticed? There's no summoning in this. There's no summon monsters in here, which is kind of lame. So the summoning dragon's not part of the Borg cubes. But he's the worst. He's resistant to everything, so he costs 14 to kill. Only 6 attack though, with no easy to block attack. So he's going to be hard to kill, but did someone take Spatial Anomaly is here. This will actually remove all resistances. So if we can find a way for someone to get, in fact, she can buy it here. So you need a black and 7 points, I believe, to buy that. Where is it? Here. Yeah, so we need a black mana and 7 points, and she has a nice chunky 5 right here. So she's actually going to go 5. What is her? She's at 0. So she's going to use her ability. So that means you have 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So she's going to use her ability Retreat, which is move to an adjacent space for free, or move 2 spaces for 2 points. Does not provoke an enemies, must end on a safe space. So she's going to use that ability and move back into the base. And then she's going to go 5, 6, 7 and pay with a red. Pay with a red here and take the black. And that is enough to buy an undiscovered card, and she's picked up Warp Attack, which means that she'll be able to really effectively attack into these cities, because if we power this with black, this ends your movement and counts as an attack against that enemy or ship. Ignore all enemy resistances. So basically we can now ignore all those. It's basically the same as tunneling, and that's going to be very, very handy. So that's her done. And she draws back 5. And we're just going to keep going because, like I said, we're almost at the end. So he's attacking for 4, needs 3 attack. For Martok, we'll just go bam, yeah, bam. That's long range attack 3. That takes out this green dude. That gives us another 2 rep. 1, 2. Puts him up again. Martok, the famous Martok. And we are also, how many? We've got 2 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so instead of doing that, I'm going to discard one of these cards with this ability, which gave us a red token. So the white token hasn't been used. We're getting that red token. We're using that to power our long range attack 3, just so I can clear another wound out of my hand. Then at the end of the turn, because we are still on the base, we get to keep our white mana and we get to clear another wound, and then we draw back up. Oh, more wounds. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, And now we're going back to Picard. He has diplomacy. He can't use this. He is on a base, but there's nothing really for him here, so he's just going to declare end of round, which is pretty annoying because he never used this die. Now it's Sisko's turn again. He's pretty much got nothing he can do either. This guy is 9 attack to kill, and it is 10 to block. So, unless there's a great telepathy card that we can use, which we don't have the mana for, there's nothing we can really do here. So, his choice... Oh, wait, he would have got a blue token at the end of his last turn, by the way. So he can move to here and gain another token. So I think that might be the choice. If he goes 1, 2, that allows him to move to here. That means he'll get an orange token at the end of the turn. And then he's going to do this one to synthesize data, and he's going to do it with a red. And that's going to give him a red token as well. So now he's got a token of every color. And he is also ready to end. And we're back to Lursa. She has this card that's useless. She's got the warp now, which I mean she may as well use, I suppose. She can pay with gold. There is a gold. I don't think we're going to waste one of her tokens on this. Move to a space is up to 3 away from you on the map. Cannot move through suns or black holes. So she can move 3 spaces. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. Actually, she's going to go 1, 2, 3. And end here. She'll be in a position to buy next turn, and he can just go straight up there and attack the yellow. I would have liked to have get her next to, you know, this thing in case there was a really good unit next turn, but then she's behind this and she's behind this terrible black hole. And this, and these are all, you know, impassable. So I think that's actually the better move. Okay, and that is the end of her turn. Yablam, yablam. Okay, so we are back to Martok. And Martok is just going to cast this and get another red token. Gain 1 red data crystal to your inventory. And he's going to finish his turn there. He's actually going to stay on the research, the repair station, just get another repair point done. And that's the end of his turn. And now we're back to Picard, which means that is the end of the round. So I'll just quickly do a cleanup because Picard's already declared. And that is the end of round 3, my friends. Hopefully, I think the Klingons are kind of doing pretty well. Let's clear this and we'll draw out our next set of cards. Yeah, blam. Okay. This round, and well, we've got another 2 rounds to go. There's actually so much time. We have 6 rounds in this game. This is only round 4. We've revealed the entire map, and there's not a lot of leveling up to do. We've pretty much taken over every single location. I haven't burnt down locations. That's the only thing I can do for more XP, basically, is conquer and obliterate things. Okay, so let's just give that... Oh, I forgot to get that out of our hand. Okay, so let's just do a quick shuffle, and then everyone can redraw. Of course, everyone is untapped. Okay, so she is on a starbase. Well, let's start with Martok. Martok is not next to anything, so he's just got his normal 6 draw. Picard, I think he's actually on a starbase, so he's got 7 draw. Sisko is not next to anything, so he's just got his normal 6 draw. And Lursa does not have a Romulan base in her command, so she just draws. Oh, she's still drawing to 5. Wow. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at. Well, look, 7 of 9 is out. Excellente. All enemies lose all resistances. Oh, that takes an undiscovered die as well. Unusual. There's a lot of good cards have come out. Whoa, Gore. Never turn your back on a Breen. Awesome. Okay, we've got a lot of really cool stuff. Some repair. You know, Martok might need this. Repair and crew ready. So we've got Monastery, Borg Cube only. So we can't. So basically, she's a city unit, basically. Monastery and Village. Mage Tower and Monastery, Village and Keep, and another city unit. Okay. Okay, so going in turn order, we've got Martok going first for first pick. Now he has Energy Flow, which is useless because he's got nothing here. He does have some movement, and he's got no ability to generate any kind of diplomacy, which is a real bummer because he's kind of next to a diplomacy planet, and he's also sort of next to this sucker here. In fact, I think this might be the way to go. If we get him down to here, then he's stuck behind this thing here. So you have to go 5 to get to there. Then he could access this planet if he drew diplomacy. That would give him access to either Morok or the medical officer. And neither of them are really that interesting to him. Medical officer could maybe really help him, at least for the later turns. It's only 3 to hire as well. Or he can just go straight up here and they can start working on their first assault. What's she got for here? She's got target enemy minus. Let's roll the die. What have you got? So we have 4 non-standard. Let's give that another roll. Okay, so we've got no black die in the opening salvo, which is unfortunate. We can't do an attack right at the start. So we need at least 1 turn to wait before we assault the yellow city. So I think, I don't know what he's going to take. I think he might take frontline. Let's just get some extra cards. That's another 1, 2. Ooh, maybe he can do an assault in the city now, but he's now at the back. Okay, Picard gets to choose. What has he got here? Hopefully he's got tons of move. We've got insight, research, defenses, synthesized data, advanced research, and we do have a little bit of move and a bit of diplomacy. So he needs to get all the way back up here somehow. That is going to be very difficult. I think he's going to take planning. So he has the largest possible hands because his hands are going to go really slow. Okay, now it's his turn. He's got quite a lot of stuff. We've got move. We've got research to... Oh man, we've got to hold on to this for a much better chance to use it because we had a real problem with data last turn. He has a great card called Telepathy, which allows him to use cards from other people's stacks. So if he takes Secret Plot, as long as there's a black in the source, which is very likely, he will always be able to cast Telepathy and have access to the best card at the table because I'm playing open-handed, I'll know which is the best card. So that telepathy is very, very strong in solo games. Okay, and that just leaves Ursula. And what has she got? She doesn't really want any of these things. I guess she can take Evaluation. And Evaluation allows her to discard 3 cards. I'm just going to put that in the center of the table. I'll do that at the beginning of her first turn. Okay, so that means the new order is Ursula, Sisko, Picard, Martok. So the Duros, Sisko, Picard, Martok. And we are ready to go into round 4. Okay, so while I was doing the editing, I noticed that we forgot to drop her reputation for when she did Intimidate. Remember, she casted Intimidate so she could buy the Warp Tunneling from the spell deck. So she had to drop a reputation. And since I'm doing the re-edit, I may as well do her value. I was going to do it at the beginning of the next turn, but I'll just do it right now. Because technically you're supposed to do it as soon as you take the card. I just thought it'd give us something to do on her turn. So basically, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of Diplomacy. And I'm thinking I might even get rid of Improvise. And hopefully we're going to draw better attack cards. Yeah, much better. Much, much better. Bam. Sweet. Okay, well, I'll see you guys next time. And let's just for the record, Klingons are scumbags. This would cause a riot at my table in real life. Someone doing this, that would be most uncool. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.